It's only been 2 meetings.
Okay, good morning, everybody.
Sorry, hang on. Let's we got to admit some members of the public, Chair. So give us
okay.
1 second. Yep.
So we got Sandy at Common Cause and the phone. Is everybody in that wants in, Patrick?
Yes, Chair. You can start the commission meeting.
Okay. Good morning. I'd like to call the meeting of the Hawaii State Ethics Commission to order. Today is October 15th, and the time is 8:35. For our minutes, I'd like to note all the participants on this meeting. I'm Chair Melinda Wood. Vice Chair Fong, are you present?
Here.
Commissioner Galti,
Here.
Commissioner McCarthy,
Here.
Commissioner Tobias.
Here.
Okay, I will also note the presence of staff. We have Executive Director Gluck, Associate Director Yoza, Staff Attorneys Chuck, Knifer, Chang, and Campbell, and Computer Specialist Patrick Louie.
And apologies, Chair. Actually, Staff Attorney Chalk is not with us. She's started her retirement. I forgot to update your script, so my apologies for that.
Well, rub it in, huh? Okay.
We gave her our gift already.
Oh, yes, scratch her name permanently.
Away she goes.
Are there any members of the public joining us who'd like to identify themselves at this time?
Good morning, Chair, members of the Commission. Sandy Ma with Common Cause Hawaii. Thank you.
Good to see you. Anybody else? No other members of the public? Okay. Well, as we start our meeting here, I'm going to turn this over to Dan to address our executive session minutes from the last meeting.
Thank you very much, Chair. So if the commissioners will recall, at the last meeting, we had the regular sunshine meeting, and then the commission also broke into executive session to discuss some of the logistics for the executive director hiring process. After reviewing that discussion and consulting with Office of Information Practices, I'm not sure that any of that needed to be in executive session. I think the commission can and should make those minutes public. And so we have prepared for you sort of 3 different versions. There is a sunshine only and executive session only. And then there's also one version that combines those into one consolidated sunshine law meeting minutes. That's the one that I recommend that the commission approve, and then we can publish that, and that way the public would see everything that was discussed during the executive session.
Okay. What are you recommending?
Yeah, so my recommendation is to approve the consolidated set of minutes and then to make public what was discussed during the executive session. Again, yeah, it was logistics. There was nothing specific to any one individual applicant such that would allow the commission to hold the executive session. Again, I think that the commission is always looking at ways to increase transparency. And so I think on the whole, the commission is better served to make those minutes public.
So Dan, from your review, this is Wes. Do you see anything that was confidential that should be excluded from the public view?
I don't, Vice Chair, but I'll let the other attorneys jump in also if they want to comment.
I guess not.
I guess not.
During the discussion from the executive director, I move that we approve the consolidated, is that how we refer to it? Minutes of the executive session meeting held when, Dan? When was that meeting?
That was on September 3rd.
It seems so long ago, I can't recall the date, but If you say it's a third, it's a third.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion to combine the minutes as the public records. And so I'll do a roll call vote. Vice Chair Fong, since you seconded this,
Aye.
aye. Commissioner Gralty,
Aye.
Commissioner McCarthy,
Aye.
Commissioner Tobias,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye.
Um,
Okay,
And Chair, if I may really briefly, just to give a little information to the members of the public that are on the call about what was in those minutes. Again, it was just logistics about the hiring process. So the commission had approved the application package, which again were posted publicly, so everyone saw that. And then just a discussion of the timeline for going through the hiring process. So we'll get those minutes up shortly after the meeting.
okay, so I guess we've covered agenda items 1 and 2. So we'll move on to item number 3, the executive director's report.
All right.
So, Dan, take it away.
Thank you very much, Chair. So you have our statistics for training. We're still working on, actually, Key has been working on putting together a presentation with the university to do a joint presentation on both ethics and technology transfer issues. So that's in progress, but we're hoping to get several trainings done on that by the end of the year. We also have a CLE class for attorneys coming up. So for Vice Chair and for Commissioner Gralty, if you need CLE credits, particularly ethics CLE credits, there will be one. Actually, that's for the AG's office, but I think we're planning on another one for just public state attorneys coming up soon. But anyway, things with the training are going along just fine. Moving on to the financial report. So we are still under budget. Where things are going okay. We have tightened our belts as much as we can. This will sort of bleed into the discussion of TOGL registrations as well, but just sticking with the finances for a moment. Everything is going okay. Again, we're trying not to spend anything that we don't have to. And because we have some personnel changes coming up, including my departure and Ginny's leaving, and there will be new hiring, and we're not sure the timing on that, that may free up a little bit of space to give a little bit of raises to staff. Again, I'm going to leave that to the new executive director to make those changes, but certainly we'd like to get all staff some pay increases as soon as possible, because people have been working at lower wages than they should have been for quite a while now. But otherwise, everything's going okay. Again, knock on wood, assuming nothing catastrophic happens in the office, we should be fine for the rest of this fiscal year. I've gotten a little bit of word from the legislature about next year. So they're looking at the very least at restoring the 8% that was cut and then doing some increase. But I think it still sort of remains to be seen what that increase is going to look like. But hopefully we'll have more breathing room next year. All right. On the financial disclosure filings, I'm very pleased to report that every single person has now filed who was required to file by May 31. So we've gotten everybody in. Last month, the commission had waived penalties for a number of people. We have about another dozen or so who were late, received the late notices, but have not paid the fines. Earlier this week, we sent emails to each of them saying, you have until, I think we gave them until Monday to either request a waiver or pay the fine, just to try to wrap those up. Again, we're give them one more opportunity to request the waiver, but try to finish this up quickly. All right, for the High Road, Susan, as always, is our primary author on the High Road, and the content it continues to be excellent. We gave it a bit of a refresh just in look this month, so you have that, I believe, in your meeting folders to, again, get a sense of the new design that we're looking at, just try to give it a little more, I don't know, a little bit of cleaning up. So we're very happy with that. And then, sorry, just scrolling back here again. All right, so it brings me to the TOGL conference. So as you all know, there's no in-person conference this year. Instead, there's going to be a virtual conference. Conference registration fee is $400 a person. And we have already paid a total of $600 using last year's fiscal money because chair was going to go. Chair's not going in person now. So we have 1.5 credit essentially with Kogel. We can request a complete refund and get that $600 back. We can apply it towards one or more virtual conferences. So I wanted to find out from the commissioners who would like to attend, and if so, we can try and work that out. Again, one of the things to balance the budget this year, one of the things that we've done was essentially eliminate all travel, which included the registrations for the Kogel conference. But we have enough that we can spare a couple $100 for some registrations if people want to go. And I think it may be helpful for the commissioners to discuss, particularly to give some input to Commissioners McCarthy and Tobias about what the conference entails and how valuable you thought it would be.
Remind me the date again on the conference, Dan.
Gosh, give me a second. Any of the attorneys, the dates offhand? I can look it up.
I think
Oh,
it's,
that's okay. I can too, but
It's-
don't bother.
It's usually in December, but I
yeah, I
don't
think
have
it's
the
the
dates.
5th through the 8th or the 3rd through the 5th or so, that first week of December.
Okay.
But since it's going virtual, I guess it's not exactly, that you should be able to tune it into things kind of off schedule. I think that's how they did it last year, is that you sign up for sessions and then you can do them within a certain window of time.
It's December 6th to the 8th.
6 to the
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
And this is virtual, correct?
Yes.
All virtual.
So
Yeah,
there are much less sessions than they had originally planned, because I think the challenge is the technology.
didn't you send us something about we were registered already?
That was an account, just to create your Kogel account, because there's resources on the Kogel account that's useful for members. So I think Caroline, if you haven't already done so, for Commissioner McCarthy and Commissioner Tobias, I think Caroline could assist you in creating a Kogel account, because then once you have the Kogel account, you can sign in and look at the forums and other kind of behind the wall resources.
So how do we get the agenda? We have to go and log in, because I have my,
So
Yeah.
you don't need to log in to see the conference schedule, but you can just go to kogel.org, COGEL.org.
I got it here, www.kogel.org.
Yeah, and then there's a conference tab.
Mhm.
And I think as they're trying to, reshuffle the different sessions, they're posting what's coming up. So you can take a peek at, what they are able to organize. There were a lot of changes from what they had originally planned with the in-person one. Just looking real quickly, because I have it up on my tab. They have a session on Breaking Bad Ethics During a Global Pandemic and Disaster. Should ethics rules cover bad behavior? They have a lobbyist section, conflicts of interest in the role of the regulator. And those are the main sessions that they have posted. So it's kind of hard to see it because I think they're kind of in the middle of trying to reshuffle and plan and restructure. So you can take a peek at the schedule when you get a chance.
So for intents and purposes, if we wanted to attend any of these sessions, just look on the line, get the agenda and basically just click in or,
So sorry, if I can jump in right here. I know that Commissioner Gralty is on a bit of a time crunch this morning. So we can, I'm obviously chair up to you as to how you want to continue the discussion. I can follow up with individual commissioners.
I can wait unless everybody wants to know as commissioners. No, go ahead. I can wait to the end.
Yeah, I don't know that since it's only October and since it's going to be all virtual, I suppose we can register clear up until the very beginning of the conference.
Mhm.
So I don't think anybody needs to rush to make a decision, but I will say that since there's only a little bit of money, I'd be willing to pay 200 of 400 out of my own pocket so that we can spread the 600 available out to more people. So, but I don't know that we have to make any decisions at this point about registering yet, because as Bonita says, there's not even that much information confirmed yet for the conference. So maybe,
Let me just, yeah,
Do I-
hold off on that for now. And
yeah, it seems to me that we don't have to make any decisions, but maybe at next month's meeting, we'll have more information and people can decide what they want to do. Does that sound good?
That's fine.
Yes.
That's fine.
Okay.
I guess my only question, if it's virtual, why are they charging us?
Oh, to run the technology.
Because they have to pay the lecturers.
Well, yeah,
All have to
maybe-
prepare. They don't.
I think,
That was a rhetorical question.
Oh, I see. I thought you were, anyway.
All right, moving on.
okie dokie. So we'll have further updates by next month, and go ahead and look at the site as it gets updated. Are any, excuse me, Dan, do you know, are some of the staff gonna participate?
I think right now the answer is no. The answer may change to maybe, but I think right now we're trying to clear space and funds in case the commissioners want to go.
Okay. All righty. So let's see. Is that everything on your director's report?
Yes, thank you, Chair.
Okay, so
Oh,
guess
I'm sorry, may I make one comment? Congratulations on getting everybody filing their financial disclosure. Because
I know.
personally speaking, I know how hard it was or is. So congratulations.
Yes, I think that's dogged staff work to get everybody done.
I tell you.
It absolutely is, yeah.
I agree. I'm so thrilled. This has been a record good year on that score. Yay, Bonita. Okay, so
Oh, Sandy,
Yes, excuse me, I have two questions, if I may, before we move on. If
Sure.
the commissioners don't have any other questions.
go ahead.
Thank you. As for education and training, will there be a public training for lobbyists and any members at large on ethics rules, the lobbyist rules?
If I may, Chair, yeah, we will plan to do the normal start of session lobbyist training. I don't know when that's going to be right now, if it'll be December or January, but yes, that will happen.
Thank you. And the other question is, I thought I heard that there was a waiver of penalty to get people to file their disclosures. Is there set standards for waiving of penalties?
There is actually in the administrative rules. So I can, if it's okay, Sandy, I can follow up with you after the meeting. I can send you the exact site for it.
Sure, that's fine. Thank you.
Yep.
I know that in general, we've been pretty strict on getting people to pay their fines unless they have really good reasons, except for last month, we did waive penalties for 6, 7 people, mostly COVID related. So we'll see about the remaining tardy few that are out there.
Thank you. Thank you for the clarification. Thank you.
So any other questions? Shall we move on to agenda item 4, which is Akana versus Hawaii State Ethics Commission and Daniel Gluck.
Madam Chair, I have to leave in 10 minutes. So may I just ask that we move up the items relating to the selection of the new executive director so that I can catch my plane?
Yes, of course.
I think it's item 5.
Item 5, okay, so, yes. So we have received, do I need a motion to do that, Dan, or can we just change the order?
No, you can just change the order. I think if you want to discuss the candidates, probably an executive session would be helpful. So
I'd like to move that we go into executive session to have a discussion on the
Second.
candidates and procedures going forward.
Second,
Okay, we'll do the roll call vote. Vice Chair Fong,
aye.
Commissioner Gralty,
Aye.
Commissioner McCarthy,
Aye.
Commissioner Tobias,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. Okay, so we will go into executive session. Okay. Well, we think we have sorted out our executive session business here. So to get back to the agenda originally, the only remaining item here, Dan, is
It was 3, wasn't it?
on Akana versus the State of Hawaii Ethics Commission and Daniel Gluck. Do you have any update on that matter?
sure. Before that, sorry, was there a vote to come out of executive session?
Yes.
Okay, great. I have no updates on Akana.
We came out of executive session for that.
You needed to come out anyway to adjourn. So yeah.
Nothing more to report. So sunshine agenda, we did everything we
Oh,
needed to do, yes?
I'm sorry. No, the other thing for sunshine agenda is also to discuss the interview questions to be used, because that was supposed to be an open session rather than an executive session. That was
Oh,
our advice by OA.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give a brief report. We looked at the questions that were at the end of the agenda that we were all sent, and we agreed that they are very good guiding questions, and we would like to use them as guidance to cover all the topics, and be free to add follow-up questions as needed.
Mhm.
Do you need anything more than that?
No, I think that's sufficient. Was there any vote taken on the questions themselves, or was it just consensus?
We took a vote on it, Dan. That the
Yes.
20 questions were kosher, and therefore we use it as a guide. But we're also going to be able to, we voted that we'll be able to ask our own questions. My question to you is, if I have a list of questions I like to ask, but do we have to have that also approved, and the public got to know about it before we start asking the questions?
The only thing that I wanted to make sure that we were advised by OIP is if the commission is approving some sort of metric, if the commission is sort of generally approving the standards or some sort of process, that discussion and that vote on that would be held in public session. But if each individual commissioner just has your own notes of questions that you want to ask, and that the commission as a whole is not approving them and you're not discussing them as a whole, then there's no reason to do that in a sunshine meeting.
The second question is, can I send my questions to you or the commission to make sure they're sanitized? Because there are some questions you shouldn't be asking. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let me add before you answer Wes's question, he has not had a chance yet to look at this list. So the questions may be on our list, but he needs to review these first. And
Okay.
Assuming
So-
they're not, can I send them to you, Ken?
Yeah, so Vice Chair, you're welcome to send them to me, and I can look at them and have the other attorneys look at them as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you cannot send them to the other commissioners though, because that would be a
No, no, no,
discussion
no,
outside of a
just-
sunshine meeting.
Just to you and the staff, that's all.
Mhm.
I don't want to ask an improper question, and I know that could get us in hot water.
Mhm.
Great, and the other attorneys, is there anything else that I'm missing for just making sure we get on the sunshine record, Susan?
Can we find out who made the motion to
use the questions as a guide, and then who made the motion to exit out of executive session?
Ray Galti. I'm sorry, Melinda, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think it was Ray that suggested we follow them, but honestly, I don't remember. When I'm busy talking, I don't remember
If
who said what to
if I
whom.
may, I believe Ray made the motion to accept the 20 questions as a guide. I
Yep.
seconded with the addition of that, we can add our own personal questions. In
Right.
regards to getting out of the session, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I think it was Bev who made the motion to adjourn, get out of the executive, and Harry seconded. Is that correct?
I think
Yes.
that's my
Oh,
recollection.
good.
Yeah,
If my
both.
memory serves me correct.
yeah.
Great, thank you. And was Commissioner Gralty present for that second vote to leave executive session, or had he left the meeting by then?
He had already left.
Okay. Okay, great. And then the only thing I'd ask, Chair, is if we can ask if any members of the public wanted to testify on the questions, since that should have been in a sunshine issue.
Anyone have any input from the public? Okay, we are in sunshine, in the sunshine meeting. Any comments, any questions from anyone out there? Hearing none. Well, no, though I do see the little green telephone icon lighting up. No one's talking, so. Okay, so no other items for our sunshine meeting, is that correct?
I don't think there's anything else. Attorneys, is there anything else that we need to have the commissioners discuss today in sunshine? No, Chair, I think that's all. Thank you. And then I
Okay.
will, Chair, I can follow up with you after the meeting about logistics for contacting candidates. Yes.
Okay, great, thank you.
Great.
Okay, so I guess we will move on to agenda item, the next item, which I guess is adjournment. So may I have a motion to adjourn the sunshine meeting?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Second.
Okay, so that was Commissioner McCarthy made the motion, Commissioner Fong seconded it. So now we'll do a roll call vote. Vice Chair Fong,
Aye.
Commissioner Gralty is excused. He had to leave early. Commissioner McCarthy
Aye.
and Commissioner Tobias. Your microphone's off, but we can read your lips. And the chair votes aye. So the meeting is adjourned. How about we take 5 minutes?